well, it figures that it's raining on the day we're putting together the raised bed garden, but that's okay. I'm excited. So today we are finally getting this raised bed garden in place. This is our kitchen garden. It's located right outside our front door so that I can get what I need for dinner really easily, really quickly. I also like to put things in this garden that are high maintenance, like carrots and onions that don't like weeds. So we have these beds built. We have a couple more to build. We've got a little bit of grass that always creeps in from the lawn. So they're just finishing pulling that up. We have kind of our layout going. It's mostly the layout that I've had in this garden for a long time. We're building our hedgerow along the back. We'll have a full garden tour video coming up really soon, but I want to get all this garden in first. We worked really hard on building the soil in this raised bed kind of kitchen area, and now we will have these raised beds. We put some 1/4-inch hardwire mesh in the bottoms of them. That is going to keep the voles out. That is the main reason we are putting in these raised beds. Underneath this one, because there's just too much field grass, we put newspaper underneath it that will kill off the field grass. And here's kind of a quick look at what we've got going so far, and we'll keep you updated as we keep going. It's raining really hard, so I'm going to put the camera away, but these are my hard-working minions. They're going a little crazy, I think.
I'm a little too big to be a minion.
You're my giant minion. All right, I'm gonna put the camera down and I'm gonna help them out here. So we're just gonna fill this off with the topsoil and make it level for when we put the raised bed on here. Just a second, Maggie. And we have leeks that came up from last year, pansies, these beautiful black pansies here. What'd you find? Show me. Yeah, show me. We have a whole bunch. So we encourage volunteers in our garden. All right, we're getting there. So we've got 4 beds in place, 3 beds to go. 2 of them are not built yet, so, well, one of them is partially built. We just got to finish that and fill up these beds. Okay, guys, time for us to load it up.
Okay, that's it, I'm done.
Oh, great. We heard this trick, Mom.
Wait.
What?
There's a rock.
Oh, great. Hey, Mom, what's the trick that we heard for short people?
Well, what we heard for short people is that if you grunt, then you will be able to exert more energy into the lift. So let's try it.
Let's see if it helps. You should try it without grunting and see how you do. Yeah, and then
Here's
see.
the non-grunting shovelful. And oh my gosh, that's a great load of dirt. It's fabulous. Now let's try it with grunting.
Let's see if it's easier. Yeah.
Okay, ready? Here we go.
I don't think it's working. Oh, great. How's that? Is it easier? Oh, shoot. Oh, no. All right. Guess I'm going to be filling this bed by myself. She's going to go have tea. No, not really. So like my mom just said, anybody can make a raised bed garden when it's sunny and beautiful outside. It takes character to do it while it's raining. But here in North Idaho, you have to seize the moment when you have it. So I just wanted to show you guys here. This is already 1 load from the tractor. We have our 2nd load from the tractor right here. This is just topsoil. So we're going to fill all of our beds half full. Whoa, sorry, my hand's all shaky. We're going to fill half of these raised beds with the topsoil, and then I'll tell you what else we're going to add into these to make the most amazing productive raised beds ever. Okay, I had to take a break and get some food because I was getting hungry. And while I take a break and made everybody else lunch, I had my kiddos helping out here. So we have the kids help out with a lot of the farm chores. Sometimes they get paid. Sometimes it's just because they live on the farm, and sometimes they get to earn things like screen time. So let's see how far they got. Where'd you guys get?
A lot.
Oh yeah, you guys, look at that. Well done. All right. What are you guys earning today doing this one?
A video.
Yeah, so screen time.
Okay,
Yep.
Ben thinks that if you groan, it makes you stronger.
Oh, Ben, it works?
Yep.
Grunting works better?
Yep.
Oh, okay, so we're 1 for 1, right?
1 for 1. Okay, Ben.
And it's not even raining so much right now.
Lift a heavy load, Ben.
Well done, buddy.
Okay, show Mom.
Okay, no problem. You didn't grunt. Oh wait, he grunts when he throws it in. I see what it is. So we needed a little encouragement, so we had him go ahead and fill up part of this bed with the tractor for us.
It took 10 seconds.
Yeah. So we only have to fill the back 3 beds, so those 2 and this one by hand, because I don't want him to drive. So we've been working really hard on building this garden up for about 3 or 4 years now. So in order to keep the garden intact in the layers that I built it in, we've got to do it this way. Try, it's good exercise. Okay, grunting, let's see it. Oh, good job, buddy. So while everybody is inside getting refueled so we can keep working on this project, I thought I would talk to you a little bit about why we are layering these raised beds the way that we're doing it, and how I know that it will work. So it will work in my garden, but it'll also work in your garden. So what we're doing is we're taking topsoil, and this topsoil is stuff that we've taken out of places like this fire pit we built last year. So we just stored it over in a pile that we knew we would later want to put raised beds in here. And so we just have it ready to go grab with the tractor or whatever projects. And we just, as we do more projects, we add to the pile. So what our layers are going to look like in these beds are, the first layer is down here. We have the wire mesh. The wire mesh is going to keep the voles out. Then we're adding the topsoil. After we get these filled almost, so probably about 3/4 of the way full of just simply topsoil, then we're going to add in a layer of topsoil mixed with some compost. It's basically just the bedding that we usually use for mulch. It's all come out of the goat barns, the rabbit barns, the duck area, and it's not very broken down, so that's fine. It will just break down over time. It'll kind of sift down, and it'll just make these beds really, really fertile over time. Then our top layer is going to be what is already broken down compost that I have pulled out of my chicken run. If you would like to watch how to make compost using chickens, I will link that video up there for you guys in the iCards. Be sure and watch that after you check this video out. And it's a super easy, quick way to make compost, and it's one of my favorite ways. It doesn't really take any maintenance on my part. So how do I know that this layering system is going to work? Well, the way that I know it's going to work is because that's exactly how we built this whole garden. So before we put the raised beds in here, I've had this garden going for, about 3 or 4 years now. And it is one of the most productive gardens on the farm. You can see right here over in this corner, I have some onions. Those are just spring onions that keep reseeding. I have some pansies, some violas, and some chives that are over there. Also, that you can't really see coming up are a whole bunch of California poppies and calendula. So all of those things self-sow throughout this garden year after year. It has really fertile soil, and I built it using the exact same layer method that we are going to be using in our raised beds. Now you might be wondering, why did I convert this perfectly good, very productive garden into a raised bed system? My number one reason is because of the voles. They will not stop eating my crops, and there are things like garlic that I can't guarantee that they are going to leave it alone, and I need those crops. I need sort of an insurance area. So this kitchen garden is now going to be my insurance area, where I know at least I won't lose my crops due to that reason. So some great benefits for raised bed gardening are all of this area here. So we've worked on putting in different things called heat sinks. What is a heat sink? It's a permaculture term for basically just adding an area that's going to soak up the sun and release it during the day. So I have multiple heat sinks now in this area, and I will show you how I know it's working. So our first one is this fire pit. So we've layered rocks in here and gravel. The gravel is about 16 inches deep. And this area is a wonderful heat sink. The second area is this mound behind me. This is a hugel style mound. The kids and I built it together, and knock it over. Oh, Ben, don't hurt the raspberries over there. Pull it towards Eli. Pull it towards Eli. Come this way with it. Get it, Ben. There you go. Hiya! And I will tell you how to build a hugel mound in another video really soon. But basically that soaks up the sun. It's really deep mulch, and that works very well for soaking up heat and releasing it in the night. We have all of this whole garden here. All of this area is facing our southern sun. So we've used the metal on purpose from our roof when we had to redo it. So we're repurposing the material. This brown side on the outside here of these beds is going to help to absorb the sun so that it will help the plants grow a little bit better inside of here. My trusty sidekick is off to go get me some more dirt to keep filling these raised beds here. But let's talk about a couple of other heat sinks we have going on. So our house and our shop actually are positioned intentionally to block off the north wind. I utilize those buildings when I put this garden in order to stop the wind, which we usually get. Our prevailing wind is from the north. And so that works as a place where the sun can just reflect back off of those buildings and then warm up this entire garden area. So that actually works for everything in this whole entire section you see. So something else that we also use for heat sinks are these rocks. You can see them kind of all over. So wherever we have the rocks, what I noticed is that the plants, like here in this bed, they pop up first. So we're able to harvest things out of these beds much quicker than in any other area. Now the real question you're probably wondering is, how do I know that this is going to work? That's always the burning question. How do you know it's going to work? First of all, yes, you can read it in a book and they're going to tell you it works. You can watch it in a video and they're going to tell you it works. Here is the evidence that this works. These plants right here are the only ones on the farm that are leafed out. Anywhere I have any kind of heat sink, these plants or those plants are leafing out. Now you can see this whole jostaberry or yastaberry. Suppose you say it differently in different parts of the world or the country. Anyway, it's already fully leafed out. So all the honeyberries on here are already budding and flowering. If you guys are finding this video helpful, please consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. All right, you guys, this is going to be my view from the raised bed. We'll have another bed right there in front and a couple more, but oh wait, we won't have a tractor in our view. Just kidding. I had to take a tea break. This does call for a happy dance. I am extremely excited. Micah had to go get some more screws. He ran out. Fortunately, we have a store fairly close, and so I got the last tractor load undone. See the kids in the background, they're earning some dollars this time, and I'll take you along for the project that they're working on. It does have to do with the raised bed garden, but it's a little bit of a different style. So if you're interested in watching that video, I will have that out really soon. So where we're at now is we've got those 3 of these beds are filled with the just solid topsoil. I'm working on that far bed over there with my coat hanging on it. But I'm waiting for Micah to get back, enjoying a cup of tea. My hands are super shaky from so many shovel loads, but we're doing really good. Everyone's doing great. And we're making progress. So if you've already subscribed to our channel and you're enjoying all of these videos that you're seeing, I would love for you to ring that little notification bell. And what that's going to do is allow you to get notified anytime I post a video. That way you don't miss any new pertinent garden information and you can put it into practice this year in your own gardens. That's right, you are super awesome.
Don't want rocks.
Nope, no rocks.
I'm gonna do that then. You can't do it. No, you can do it. No.
Does that face help? Hey, don't lose your dirt.
I got the same amount as myself.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's the review then.
Goofy boy.
See my eyes?
Yeah.
You better watch it, boy. Ugh.
These guys earned their ice cream, didn't you, Ben? All right, you guys. The boots are off. I gotta be done. So that's how far we've gotten so far. All the beds except for this one in the front are filled. We're not actually sure that we want to leave the one in the front. From this angle, it doesn't look too bad, but when you get out in the yard, it just looks like it's too much. So we're gonna take the rest of the night off. Tonight is the very first night that we've separated the baby goats. They're all 2 weeks old now. I can't believe it. How has it been 2 weeks already? So they're all separated so I can milk mamas in the morning. So the barnyard's a little bit noisy tonight. So we're just gonna take the rest of the night to relax and think and plan and decide what we want. Good morning, you guys. Oh my gosh, I am really sore. We did get all the beds here covered in our next layer, which is all the bedding out of the goat barn and the rabbit hutch. So it's not broken down. We're using it as like a long-term feed the plant, slow breakdown method. Man, guys, I'm so sore. Oh, okay. So now we're gonna lay some more just plain topsoil over just to cover up the straw, and after that I'm gonna go get some of my super good, really nice compost from the chicken run, and that's gonna be my very top layer, and then we can plant. That's what I'm super excited for. We're trying to decide here. So the plan, we've never had these beds here. This bed is brand new. There's nothing in it because we're trying to figure out if it's too much. We're not sure yet. some of the beds have already started to settle, so it kind of makes this look really uneven having this extra bed. So my mom's actually going to come over. She's pretty good with kind of eyeballing stuff. I'm pretty good with the artistic part of it, and we're just going to see what we think. First, before I can do that, I've got to get the tractor unloaded. So that's what I'm going to work on. I'll see you guys back here in a little bit. Okay, you guys, we have kicked butt this weekend. The raised bed garden is just about finished. We have a little bit of compost that we got to pull out of these beds over here. It's just a little bit too full, but we're going to add them. We've got our strawberry beds and asparagus beds in place right here. I am so excited. It's looking really awesome. We've got just a little bit more work to do. We will be laying down a wood chip mulch in between all of these beds. And then we're going to be adding some trellises and just a couple of other surprises. So be looking forward to a full garden tour video coming up. We will also have a raised bed garden tour coming up very, very soon. But we've got to get the rest of these jobs completed. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope this has been helpful. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer those. I hope you guys have all the information that you need to build your own amazing raised bed garden this year. And don't worry, if you already have an existing raised bed and you didn't build it this way, it's not a problem. If you want to build yours similar to the way that I've done mine, just remember, build it in layers. So you can always add a layer of straw. You can always add a layer of animal bedding. You can always add a layer of compost. It's not gonna hurt it. If you have too much material in your beds, no problem. Just scoop a little bit out and add something new on top. That's how you keep your raised beds going for years and years. I've really enjoyed taking you guys along for this build. I'm sorry we didn't get any footage of the actual raised bed building. We basically have just been working on it like hit or miss, and my husband's just been doing his best. He's had a lot of work at his regular job, and so it was kind of just never worked out to be able to film that part. If you have a vole problem, this is a great way to keep those darn pests out of your vegetables. So that means more food for you. I will see you guys in a video again real soon. Thanks for joining me.